Okay, and welcome back to section 5.6, which deals with simple and compound interest. So let's begin. A man invests $2,000 in a savings plan that pays 7% per year. How much money will be in the account at the end of 1 year? So this is a simple interest case because it's just 1 year. So the simple interest formula, there's two of them. So we have the interest is equal to principal times rate times time. So I is interest and P is principal, and R is rate, T is time. So here the interest, it will be $2,000 time, and then in this case usually it's years, okay, usually but not always. So $2,000, 7%, because the rate is, so here P, the principal amount is $2,000 because that's the initial deposit, and then the rate is going to be 0.07 because it's a percent expressed as a decimal, and then the time is just 1 because it's 1 year. 1 year. So this is times 1. So let's go ahead and calculate that. So the interest is, let's see here. So the interest, so 7% of 2,000 is 140. That's the amount of interest. But then it says how much money will be in the account. So money in the account will be original plus the interest accrued, right? So you have 2,000 plus the 140, and that's going to be $2,140. Okie dokie, let's continue. Okay, so a farmer borrows $8,000 from his local bank at 12%. How much does he pay back to the bank at the end of the year to pay off the loan? So the principal in this case is going to be 8,000. The rate is 0.12, right? And there's just 1 year. Okay, so the interest that he accumulates from the loan is going to be 8,000 times the 12% for 1 year. So what is that? $960. So to pay back the loan, to pay it off, he has to pay payoff amount. He has to pay back the original plus the interest accrued. So the total payoff amount is going to be $8,960. Okay. All right, let's continue. Super fun example. A student takes out an emergency loan for tuition, books, and supplies. The loan is for $600 at an interest rate of 4%. How much interest does the student pay if the loan is paid back in 60 days? So in this case, it's still simple interest. The 60 days don't really affect much because the time period could be 60 days. It doesn't say, when the interest rate is applied. Okay, so interest. So the principal is 600, and the rate is 4, and the time it's 60. Since the assumption for simple interest that it's per year. Sorry about that. So let's say it is a year. So in this case, it's going to be 360 days, 360 days, in approximately 360 days in a year, right? So the time will be 60 over 360. So this is like 1/6 of a year about, okay? So that's what you're going to enter, and that's going to be, the interest is going to be 600 times 0.04 times time, which is 1/6 of a year. So that's the difference here. And that is going to become, if we calculate this out, so this is going to be just 4. So the only interest that this person pays is $4. That's very nice. Interest paid is $4. Okay? So let's do another one. A woman deposits $900 in an account that pays 6% annually. If she withdraws all the money in the account after 90 days, how much does she withdraw? So it's a similar problem that like we just did. So I is equal to PRT. Principal is 900. The rate is 0.06. And then the time is going to be 90 over 360 because it's days in terms of days. Okay? Even though technically it's like 365, I think we can leave it at, it's easier for our purposes. So let's just go ahead and plug everything in. So 900 times 0.06 times 1/4. Okay? And let's go ahead and enter that in your calculator, and you will get $13.50. Okay, so if she withdrew that, so the total amount that would be in the account after 90 days is going to be the original, which is 900, plus the interest accrued, which is $13.50, for in total being $913.50, and that's the same as what she withdrew because she withdrew all the money from the account. So a homemaker puts $3,000. So this is compound interest. Now we're going to calculate compound interest. Sorry. Excuse me. So a homemaker puts $3,000 into a savings account that pays 6% compounded annually. Okay. So how much money is it in the account after 2 years? Okay, so so we're going to go ahead and think of it as simple interest multiple times. So year 1, it's let's go ahead and do I equals PRT. So the interest earned is going to be $3,000 times the rate, which is 0.06. So here, principal 1, right, for the first year is 3,000. The rate is 6%, and then let's say, so the interest after 1 year, so let's just think of it this way, because it's compounded every year. That's why we have to do it in this way. So this first amount, the first amount of interest, after the first year, she's going to earn $210. So then let's add that back into the new principal. So new principal, or new amount in account, principal, that's actually supposed to be principal. That's an R. Okay, you guys get it. It is equal to 3,000 plus 210, which is 3,210. Okay, now this becomes the new total, and then it gets calculated again. The interest gets recalculated. So year 2, the interest earned is going to be principal, so 3,210 times the interest rate, so 0.06 times 1, and that's going to be $224.70. So now the total amount in her bank account after 2 years, so after 2 years, the total in account is going to be 3,210 plus 224.70, and that's going to equal 3,434.70. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now if $10,000 is invested in a savings account that pays 6% compounded quarterly, how much is in the account at the end of a year? Okay, so we can do, let's go ahead and introduce a new formula for this compound interest. Instead of having to do it every single time, we have a formula for compound interest. So compound interest, you notice that it keeps growing and growing, okay? So that new amount is going to be principal times 1 plus r over n to the nt power, where P is equal to principal, R is equal to annual interest rate, and N is number of compounding periods, number of times compounded per year. And then T will be number of years. Okay, so using this formula now, because this is the formula you would use when it goes again and again and again. So let's think of this here. So what's my principal? My original amount is going to be 10,000. My rate is 6% or 0.06. The number of times compounded in a year, if it's quarterly, that is 4, right? 4 quarters. And then the time is just 1 year. Okay? So what that's going to be, let's go ahead and plug it all in. So the new amount is going to be 10,000 times 1 plus, and then 0.06 over 4 to the 4 times 1 power. Okay, so this is an exponent. It's a tiny number. So let me go ahead and show you. So if I add these two together, so first, I'm going to work from the inside out. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in the calculator so you can see. I have here, you can just plug it all in, or you can try to simplify from the inside out. So 0.06 divided by 4 is going to be 0.015, and then add that to 1. So you have new amount is going to be 10,000 times 1.015 to the 4th power, okay? So to put this in your calculator, we would write 10,000, okay, times, and then I put a parenthesis, 1.015 to the power of, and that's this little like caret key right here, to the 4th power, okay? And then you hit enter, and we get that our amount is $10,613.64. Why is it a 4? Because the last number after the hundreds place is a 5, so this rounds to 4, okay? Because we're talking about dollars and cents here. Okie dokie, so that is the compound interest example, and that is it for this section. So your homework is 1 through 15 odd, and good luck. Again, email me, WhatsApp me if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next video.